we in this.
Oh shit.
Gang.
Welcome back, gentlemen. How we doing? We without Nick again because he a little bitch. No.
You can't curse in the first minute of a YouTube video, bro.
I don't care.
I'm sorry.
What are they gonna do?
Weren't you the one to like initiate the cursing in the YouTube video? Because didn't he like say, "Oh, we're live" after you just dropped like 2 F-bombs?
No.
No. What are they gonna do? Deplatform us and our whole 2 followers?
Hey, say less. We appreciate you.
Anyways, guys, we're coming at you with another tier list. Except this time we're gonna be doing video games, Star Wars video games, due to the fact that we got Lego Star Wars coming out in like how many weeks? 2 weeks?
In
2?
8 in like 8 days or something like that.
Yeah, it's April 5th.
Damn. Well, after it being delayed like 4 or 5 times.
We don't talk about that.
It looks. Look, you know what? I don't care how many times it has been delayed because it looks.
Stan, you shut up. Shut up.
It looks worth the wait. Look at it.
We said the same thing about Cyberpunk. So just
no, but if it gets put off now because we're so close, and they go, actually, psych, I'm gonna fly to Cali and I'm gonna beat the crap out of you.
This game was never real.
Literally 3 years. So you coming to California, like I'll take that.
All right, that's facts. Facts.
Some of these games I don't even recognize, and you guys can look at the.
You have always been degenerate, so
I don't know if is it showing for you guys. Can you guys see my my screen? So some of these I haven't even played. I don't even know. I'm probably missing a few games, but we're just gonna go down the rows, and if it's
Obi-Wan,
dude, that's like the first Star Wars game I've played. So I guess we'll start.
I never played that one.
That was like the very first Star Wars game I played, and from what I remember, it was very just very basic, but it was
unrefined.
Yeah, it was like in episode 1, but like right before the events of episode 1. So I don't know. Again, it was like the first. I think it like came with the Xbox. It was for the original Xbox, if I recall. Because it's nostalgic for me, I'm gonna put it at like B tier, just because.
I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it. I never played it.
Games on here.
What's that?
I don't see the mobile games on here, which I find really funny.
The mobile? Oh no! Hell no!
So
which ones?
Hell no!
Okay, so there's this one. That's like, it's like Clash of Clans, but for Star Wars. That was gas.
That sounds really fun.
That sounds like cat.
I swear. Hang on, let me try it. It died. Like, they shut down the servers and all that, so like, you can't play it. But
of course they did.
Dead game.
Jedi Starfighter.
Star Wars Commander. That's what it was called. Star Wars Commander.
I remember that. I never played it, but I remember.
It was fun. I want to give Star Wars Commander because it was a good game. It was relatively free to play. Like nothing was locked behind a paywall. You could get, as long as you like really worked on your stuff, like you could get all the best things and all that stuff, eventually. So I'll put it at B to A tier, honorary B or A tier.
I have no idea. Why are we're missing a game?
What game?
Fallen Order.
You're kidding me.
Why is this not on here? This seems like a very old, like, boomer.
No, Fallen Order's right there. I see it. Scroll down.
No, these were all released. Where? Where is it?
It's right next to Flight of the Falcon.
Oh, there it is. Damn, I'm just blind. Okay.
I also have Flight of the Falcon.
Put your glasses on, David.
Jedi Starfighter. I never played this one.
So
it was fun.
Starfighter, from what I heard, I never got the chance to play it. But Starfighter, from what I heard, walked so that the new Star Wars with the Star Wars
Squadrons.
Squadrons. Yeah, Starfighter.
Squadrons. Sorry, Starfighter, Rogue Leader, and all the X-wing games walk so that Squadrons could fly. Really.
Yeah, because there's the TIE Fighter one.
Yeah.
Because the TIE Fighter, I saw actually had a really good story because you actually got to play as the bad guys. I think it introduced Thrawn too.
I think it did.
That's cool. All right. Well, I've never played these two. They look They look like
Rogue,
they must have been fun games at the time.
I would put. I've played Rogue Leader.
Where would you put it?
I'd put it at B tier as well.
Nice. What was it for? Xbox, GameCube?
Xbox.
I think PlayStation. Is it Xbox?
I think it was
looks
Xbox.
like you got a PlayStation.
I think it was before. I think it was before exclusives were a thing. So it could have been for both. But I thought I remember playing it on the Xbox.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Who played Bounty Hunter?
A tier.
A tier.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember much because it's been so long. But aren't you like a young Boba Fett or Jango Fett? Excuse me.
No.
Yeah.
You're not a young Jango Fett. You're Jango Fett. Like the events of
you're pre-Geonosis. You're like right before.
The events of Bounty Hunter lead into. It's essentially like Dooku approaches him with a competition. Like, hey, I need my old apprentice taken out. If you can do it, there'll be a substantial reward.
Right.
And Boba goes up with an opponent, a rival, and he wins. And he becomes. That's how Dooku approaches him on the moons of Bogdan. One of the moons of Bogdan that he says in 2. And he goes, hey, here's your money, here's your credits, but I want you, and here's another deal. How about you serve as the genetic makeup for this army I'm putting together? So that ties him into episode 2.
Fair enough. Well, from what I remember, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I completed it or not. I don't remember. This has been so long. I honestly would love to go back and play these games. Maybe someday I will. Yes.
Bounty Hunter's on the PS4. I think it's on the PS Now.
Oh, sick.
Really?
Hell yeah.
All right, what is this one? Star Wars? I can't even. Demolition?
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that.
Moving on to save time. Force Unleashed.
S tier.
S tier.
Goated.
This is what we need from Star Wars games right now. This is what Fallen Order should have been.
You know what I didn't realize until about Unleashed up until now? Unleashed is a criminally short game.
Yeah.
Like my last semester at Dickinson, I sat down with Nick for Nick's first time, and he beat it in that day.
Yeah.
Because it's so short.
That makes
if
sense.
you just run through the levels.
I just love the story behind it, and I'm okay with it being Legends. I've always said, specifically about Starkiller, leave them as Legends. I think it's perfect Legends material, because if you bring them in, canonize them, you're going to ruin him. You're going to ruin his character.
He breaks canon.
It's obviously meant to be Legends. Like, he wasn't designed to be canonized. So I like the story.
Honestly,
the gameplay at the time was great, just flying stormtroopers off of the railings and just screwing with them, and just being a total beast is insane.
The only one of the biggest contributions that Unleashed gave to us, in my opinion, is it gave us Sam Witwer, who served as he was the voice actor and the face for Starkiller, and then he went on to play Darth Maul in the Clone Wars.
And
so
he has that amazing interview describing the battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul in Rebels, which is great. If you guys haven't watched that, go watch it.
Absolutely.
That's why I think it stands alone as one of the few, if not one of the greatest Star Wars games of all time. And also, I was going to say something else, but now I forgot. So we're just going to move on. Oh, no, I like how it connects some of the OG characters with Luke and Yoda. I think that's kind of cool. Spoilers if you haven't played it, but it's been out for
so with long. Leia too.
Yes. I don't know if there's I don't know if they'd ever remaster that game. I think that would be kind of cool, or to see it more refined for modern or this next generation of consoles. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Lego Star Wars Complete Saga. Oh, what was that? What was that, Nick?
I was just gonna say it'd be nice if they came back and finished Unleashed 2, but we'll get into that later.
Okay.
Complete Saga.
Saga. A or S? S tier?
S
tier. All the Lego Star Wars games are in S tier, if we're being honest.
100%. 100%. Okay, what are you thinking?
Which Lego not in S tier?
Hold up. Let's start with this one that we just put in S tier. Why do you guys think it belongs in S tier?
It's the Complete Saga. It's one kick some brick in 1 through 6. What else?
Yes, sir.
what else do I need to say? Like, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Just being able to go through every single, place. Um, the Easter eggs, the true Jedi, the mini kits, for building ships and vehicles and stuff like that. Like, it was just on a bigger scale. Everything was on a bigger scale. In three. Oh, sorry, not in three. In Complete Saga, and it was just so much fun.
This was the
Yeah.
first. Oh, sorry, Peter. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
This was the first Wii game I've ever played, aside from like the Wii Sports that you get in the Wii. I specifically remember going to this old like video DVD store that was down my street where you'd like rent and buy video games or movies. And I picked this one out specifically, and this is when at the time I didn't know much about Star Wars other than it was just Darth Vader and lightsabers. That's basically all I knew.
Darth
And
Vader
I
or in
remember
space.
I remember getting this game and just being like I couldn't. I was horrible at the game. Obvious, like just like I think I was like 10, like 9 or 10 year old me was just horrible at the game. But it was just the fact that it was like Lego. Like I didn't even know like Lego games existed at the time. I was just so like all I wanted to do was build stuff and like run around in free mode. Like I didn't care about the story. I just wanted to go around and just screw around with as much as I could. And I remember specifically OG Anakin Skywalker in this game is like ruthless as all hell, which I also love. But the fact that it is also the complete saga is just icing on the cake. And I have some great memories with this game that I'm hoping to relive in the upcoming game that is coming out shortly. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with both of you. I just recently started replaying the complete saga on my PS4, and the nostalgia from playing the game, like just like starting up in the cantina, um, with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and then just like, hey, I think I'll take these two characters and start the story in episode 6, and it's like, wait a minute, and just I mean like the fact that it's like, don't get me wrong, I've been a fan of the Lego games for a while, but ever since Star Wars, the very first Lego Star Wars, but like them introducing talking, I don't mind, but it
Oh,
also kind of takes away from the quirkiness and like
I was very
the
skeptical about that, but after seeing some of the trailers, I think I'm going to leave it in because I think they actually did a good job, and I don't think they half-assed it.
yeah,
yeah.
but I mean
Talking is
going from the modern Lego games back to the basics with like the complete saga, it shows you how far Lego games have come and how incredibly fun it is to just jump back into what's what you're used to and what you grew up with. And I mean, yeah, there are some issues with it. I mean, some of the vehicle missions suck. Like the one at the beginning of the Clone Wars where you're in Coruscant and you're using the speeder to go after Zam.
oh
It's the
god.
first level for the Clone Wars, and it is easily, I think, one of the worst levels in the entirety of the
No, the
game.
the pod racing
No,
mission.
the pod racing was fun, dude.
Pod
Compared to
racing is so much fun.
yeah,
However, it was
yeah,
so hard.
yeah, it was. But no, I mean, so firmly believe it should be where it is because it helped lay the groundwork for how big the Lego worlds could be.
And we got
Exactly.
another Lego game bouncing
Oh,
off of that.
Clone Wars,
S
Clone
tier.
Wars.
S tier. Leading a bunch of clones. Put that, you if you don't put
Yeah.
that in S right now,
Yeah.
put it in that.
No,
Leading a
yeah, S
bunch
tier,
of
S tier.
clones into battle. Like, are you serious? Like, you could literally be a Jedi, hop into a gigantic battle. Like, the map is huge, right? Go to a bunch of be like, yo, come follow me. We're gonna go and we're gonna march across the battlefield and and dismantle some droids, dismantle some clankers. Like, what, dog?
That
Literally
we
the
got
scope
Lego
of
space battles,
that.
bro.
That's the scope of what every Clone Wars or no, that's the scope of what every Star Wars game that's focused on like a major war or conflict could and should be. Like, I would kill for a Rebels game that puts you that with the scope of I would here's this. I would kill for a good Battlefront game because or a Battlefront game set specifically, you know, in the Clone Wars that's like that, or a remaster of the original Battlefronts that's set specifically in the Clone Wars, and you can go and you can tell clones, hey, follow me as a Jedi and all this stuff. Like that idea that they explored in Lego Star Wars, the Clone Wars, like what? That's
Yeah,
so.
I don't have any
fun.
fond memories
it's
with
a
this game
kick-ass
because
game.
I never really gave much time to this game. Honestly,
No, Dad, no.
didn't.
This
This
game,
might be
first of
one of
all,
the.
like,
This might be of all this. This might be the one game I have to go back and actually give it a
no.
true shot.
You do.
For this one, it's great because like they had Lego space battles, so you could literally just go down to one of the hangars, hop in a ship, and then you could fly around in like a space between different planets. Like you could light speed to a different planet and fight in a different
So
atmosphere.
it's the
And
game
then you
that's
could,
coming
and then
out
you could,
now. It's literally
but it's
but
yeah,
it's
but it did it first
minimalistic.
and
Yeah.
not as. But you could literally hop out of the Republic cruiser and then land in the Separatist ship, and then you could explore that ship and bump into characters. And the fact that you every time you completed like a few levels, you could go down and unlock a completely brand new wing of a ship was incredible, and it was so much fun to just explore. And it would take a long time, but I would love to see them take the remaster of the Clone Wars, but do the entire series because that one is only
Yep.
on season 1, and
Season
there's
one.
so many incredible levels from all 7 seasons that I
could
know
be
it's
like
infeasible, but
lifetime
like it could
DLC
be.
content for like
But
Lego
that's the
Star
thing is,
Wars.
Not give EA any
I
ideas.
think they would be awesome if they could go back and actually remaster Clone War, Lego Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and maybe do like the greatest hits of seasons 1 through 7.
That'd be
But
pretty awesome. Imagine like the Siege of Mandalore, but like
yep, be using the effects that they have now for the upcoming Skywalker saga.
The Siege of Mandalore as a level.
or the Dathomir.
Yep, the
Umbara.
Dathomir War. The
Umbara.
Dathomir War between
all of it, dude.
Grievous.
Just all of it, all of it.
That's what I'm saying, but yeah.
All right, Republic Commando. I'm gonna.
Oh,
I think we know where this goes.
A tier. I put A tier.
I say A tier. I don't know. Nothing about it just screams like, oh, you gotta put it S tier. But to me personally, A tier. It was a solid game. Way to introduce the new Commando characters and for also to be them implemented in Battlefront 2. A really solid introduction to new clone characters who we all thought were just just generic clones that didn't really serve much of a purpose. But this kind of goes more in depth, and I like it. I think it adds more backstory to the characters, and it's a really good piece.
Yeah, the first person nature of like you're doing the Clone Wars in a story based level, but you're not just like on the front lines. You're the one going in and doing like the
Special
dirty
Forces,
secret
baby.
missions. Yeah, special forces. It's the first person Star Wars shooter where you're doing like Black Ops missions, and it was ridiculously cool. I started playing it because they remastered it for PlayStation 4. So I was playing it, and I'm like, it was the first time I played it. I'm like, this is so cool. Like you're taking on Geonosians, you're taking on battle droids, you're taking on so many different enemy types, and you're like not just like, oh, here's the battlefield of Geonosis. You're in the catacombs or you're in the guts of a droid factory, and it was just
or you're
an
sneaking
incredibly
on
unique experience.
a droid ship, and you have to be super quiet because there's a whole bunch of B2 battle droids everywhere. Like
I had no idea
the
it got
super battle
remastered.
droids.
I'll have to go back and play it. I didn't know it got remastered.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it was like $9 too.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I'll just do these two together because I think they go pretty well together. And honestly, I think they're kind of, I don't want to say overrated, but I think nowadays people just hype them up just because of nostalgia. And it's like I put
talking about KOTOR.
Yes,
Yeah.
I went back and played it a few months ago, and I was like, I could care less. I mean,
I'll put it in B.
I'm honestly B tier. That's being generous. The cynic in me wants.
I don't
to
think it's being generous, but I do think they are overhyped.
I think they are nowadays.
A lot of it a lot of the hype comes from the lore aspect and just the fact that from a storytelling standpoint, these two games are masterpieces. But in terms of a gameplay standpoint, like they don't really hold up to the others as much. And part of it is because the era that they came out in. But
the dice roll
there's more.
aspect
There's
of combat.
more. Yeah, there's more lore. There's more hype for the lore and the world building that it does for Star Wars as a whole than there is for actual gameplay and stuff like that.
That's fair, because I went to play them again a few months ago, and I just didn't really care for it. I mean, I love the story. I think it's got some of the best story arcs and the best background and the best lore out of all of these games that we see. But it's just gameplay wise. I mean, you get a game to play it. You don't get it to enjoy the backstory. So
I
don't know.
The story and the characters in KOTOR, I think, was unreal. Like we got like Bastila, we got Revan. You got like Darth Kreia and Nihilus,
I'm hoping
and all those characters.
The remake
and they were really well done.
Is
the remake needs to be on Fallen Order's level. Frankly,
I hope it. Yes, I hope it comes.
Yeah, I want him to get rid of that whole dice roll for combat thing. Like it's, I don't really. Yeah, I can't really say that was enjoyable.
All right. I've never played this, but this looks like a Kinect game.
No, that's
never
F.
played. That seems like that would be an F tier. So we're just gonna
go ahead.
That game was buns.
Bro, you got to see JonTron's video on that. Like
I think I watched
hilarious. It can't navigate menus. They introduced Just Dance Star Wars edition in it. Yeah, it was garbage.
Battlefront 2015. Is this 15 or 16?
That's the OG. That's the original remake. So
15.
I'd put an F. Yeah.
F or D. Part of me wants to do D just because it's
not as bad as Star Wars Kinect. It's not. So D tier.
A D, I guess.
It actually launched. It launched. Like it was not broken. I don't remember it being broken at launch. The only thing I do remember though is them saying, "Yeah, this is the game. Nothing else to it." Haha, you paid $60 for a $30 game. But
you're being generous. Try 15 or 10.
Yeah, it was about a $10 game.
Well, I don't even think that there wasn't a story in this one, was there? It was just multiplayer.
No, right? you got nothing out of it. The system didn't work. The guns, the weapons, and everything in it were trash. You had to pay to unlock skins, and then the entire big thing that they offered was the character or the what was it, the figure, where you had to accomplish milestones to get different character figures in this diorama thing, and it was utter trash. It was
how is Battlefront 2 2017 not in here? Am I blind, or is it not in here?
You scroll to the side because I can't see the full thing. You might be blind. Actually, never mind.
No, it's not in there.
What the okay, well, we're gonna use. I don't know what this is.
That one.
Where's I don't know what
this
is.
You got 2 Unleashed. You have 2 Force Unleashed.
Yeah, Force Unleashed is in here twice.
I know, so we'll just use that as Battlefront 2. You think that they learned, right? No, they didn't. F tier.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That game is fucking.
No. 2. No, because 2 got an overhaul afterwards, and 2 EA realized
story.
The game was already dead. The story was straight out garbage. They got a lawsuit. Australia sued them, for Christ's sakes, because there was gambling in the game. You were gambling to underage kids.
But they took it off. That's what everyone doesn't realize. That's what everyone doesn't realize, though, is that they botched it at launch. They treated it like absolute crap at launch. But once EA realized, we majorly screwed the pooch on this. So they overhauled it.
As they do with every game they make. They never learn from their mistakes.
But legit, they took out all the loot boxes. They took out all of that. They added a ton of characters, a ton of skins, a ton of
they almost single-handed they revived their own game, if we're being honest, because it died, but then it came back to life like months later. And plus
by the time it revived, everyone was like, screw that. Dead game.
I don't agree with the idea that the storyline was garbage, because at the end of the day, it ties the new canon together with the end of episode 6 pretty well, And say what you will about the new canon and stuff like that, like it also ties into it ties into Squadrons, and Squadrons storyline was pretty good. Like it was a
It was
like
completely
and
false
I don't feel like
marketing because you are marketed as being on the Empire side, but no, the mouse doesn't like you
you
being a
were.
bad guy. Yeah, for like a mission. And then, oh, I'm gonna switch because you can't have no bad guys. No.
Well, okay,
Everything's
okay.
gotta be we
Either
gotta be
way,
nice.
No, no, no,
We
no.
gotta be no, you can't.
David,
Bad guys
David,
never win.
David,
No.
David. This is
Also,
This is Star Wars. Okay, first of all, this is Star Wars. So like you already know what you're getting when the fact like with this being Star Wars. Okay, two, you say this like Rogue One doesn't exist and we didn't watch Darth Vader massacre an entire hallway of rebels, not to mention
oh, I know
fire
we
the
did.
Death Star at a bunch of dudes on a beach who didn't need to get killed by a super laser. Okay,
Yeah.
so like you
Is that
can't say
is that a movie or is that a video game? Is that a movie
you
or is that a
can't
video
say
game?
oh the bad guys never win because this is Star Wars. Like, did you really expect going into a Star Wars game, that you were gonna play as the bad guy for the entirety of the thing of the game, and you were never gonna like have some sort of see some sort of moral dilemma in which the characters switch sides? Like again,
Yeah,
Star
because
Wars game.
it was advertised that way. So I mean, I don't know. They could have
no,
maybe
no, no, no.
they
It
could have
was not
stuck to.
advertised specifically as a we get to play as the bad guys game. Also,
Okay,
there was
so
a whole like
the best way I can think to narrow this down just to keep us going is this. Right now, we're gonna look at Battlefront 2 as where it is right now, not where it is at launch. And based on that, I would put it
yeah,
in.
exactly.
I put it
It's
in
still
C.
unplayable.
I would
It's
put it in C.
It's still unplayable.
That's your opinion. Put it in C though, because it is not the same game that it was at launch. People gave up on it after the
As
overhaul.
they
No. Dice gave up on it because EA stopped supporting it because they had to move on to the next project that also flopped. And guess what? They're moving on from that one too because they don't know how
David,
to make video
I'm
games.
just saying
This is
right
the
now.
problem. They keep releasing
David.
half-ass crap. The community buys it. They drink the Kool-Aid. They pre-order. They buy everything, and then they say, "No, they'll fix it down the line. It's fine." When they already have all your money, so they really don't even need to. And then it's just a constant cycle. It's a constant cycle. Well,
Fix it.
Okay, at what cost? Losing more
Last
than
time you
half of the
played it.
player base.
When's the last time you played it?
A few months ago when I tried to play it on PC, but I guess they don't care about PC players anymore. So I guess I'll have to go back and play it on console where I have all my star cards.
We're not going to get anywhere on this. I think Seon and I are in the same mindset, and you are very firmly grounded in the fuck EA category. So we're just going to move on.
If they release shit content year after year, why am I going to change my mind? Why am I going to change my mind?
Let's move on to the next one. Let's just move on to the next one.
OG Battlefront. This one. I don't know how we feel about this one.
B.
Oh no! Don't do my game like that, bro.
It's definitely better than the ones that just came out.
It holds
a nostalgic place in my heart, which is why I want to put it at A. But as far
as
go
ahead.
It absolutely belongs in A.
Put it at A. You're right. I was wrong.
As long as we know this one, I think this should result in its own category. But I mean,
I think 2.
Battlefront 2 is a masterpiece, and nothing can convince me otherwise. Triple S plus tier, quite frankly.
It's almost like we could have gotten that, but we didn't. All right.
2 is overhyped.
Are you kidding me?
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Says the man who supported Battlefront 2 2017. You think Battlefront 2, which pioneered... No, we certainly are doing this. Are you kidding me?
No, we're not doing this.
That is the most outrageous thing.
Peter, you're my guy. You've been my day one for 5 years now, but you are absolutely categorically incorrect.
Out of line.
I'm just messing. I grew up on Battlefront 1, not Battlefront 2. That's why I
grew up on Battlefront 1 way before Battlefront 2, and then I figured this game out a little bit late, but then I went on and played it for the longest time. Even when quarantine first happened, I went back and I played through it just because it was nostalgic and I enjoyed it.
No, I'm just clowning. I have a special place for 1 because I never got into 2 like everyone else. I played the story through it. I played a couple rounds with Jedi in the multiplayer or the not the non-story missions, but it just like it didn't resonate with me the same way that 1 did. I always found myself going back to 1. That's the only reason. But like I recognize it's a superior
Fair
game
enough.
to. That is the definition of
As long as you recognize it's superior. As long as you
took
understand.
all the things that worked with 1 and improved on them to make 2 a much better experience. So yeah, I do recognize
as long
that
as you
2 is better.
understand that. Good. All right. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Never played it.
D.
Never played it.
D. It was good because
Force
of all the
Awakens.
DLC you got with it. You got like Rebels characters, you got like original trilogy, you got Clone Wars. They did a lot of great stuff with the DLC, but take away the season pass, you are playing a single movie.
Yep.
One of their missions is opening up the base to meet Leia.
Did they ever come out with a Lego Star Wars Episode 8 or 9? Like, what was the point of this?
Nope.
What were they?
It was
trying
a
to
holdover.
achieve?
It was a holdover.
It was a cash
It
grab.
was no, it wasn't a cash grab because it didn't do that well. It wasn't a cash grab. It was a holdover
Not too well at
so
all.
that they could produce this next one that's coming out.
Oh, I mean,
but apart from if you take away the season pass for it, it's a garbage game.
Yeah. I mean, and the season pass, but like
I would have been fine if they didn't charge you full price for it, but whatever.
You do have to consider the season pass because the season pass is like that's why it makes it so much better.
Understand.
So I like putting that in. I'd honestly put it at C tier. D feels a little low, especially considering Battlefront is right at that same tier.
I can live with that. Yeah, I can go.
Force Unleashed 2, but real quickly, this reminded me of the point I was trying to make earlier. The opening sequence to The Force Unleashed when you are Vader and completely just
wash that Jedi.
Washing the Wookiees. You're just completely yeeting those Wookiees out of like existence. That is the best opening.
Well, stay with stormtroopers in that mission too.
Well, yeah, but like the opening game, they just go, here is probably the most powerful Force user of all time. You're gonna play as him in the opening, and you're just like, what?
Powerful canon Force user of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, they just give them to you. Like, here you go.
Yeah,
you didn't have to work all game for it. You were just, here you go. Like, here, see what our game's about, and you're just destroying all these Wookiees, and you're like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. But
now this is pod racing.
Now
it was.
Apparently, there is a lot of controversy with this game. I don't know why.
Really?
Do not put that. Okay, real quick, because I am a big Force Unleashed 2 fanboy, because I think, first of all, the graphics overhaul was incredible.
The storyline,
the fact that they gave you 2 lightsabers, so you got to feel what it was like to fight as Ahsoka was awesome. The Force powers were incredibly well done. The fact that you could have lightsabers of 2 differing colors was cool. The storyline was really unique because you weren't Starkiller. You were a clone of Starkiller.
But who had all his memories.
You had all his memories, but you also had insane boss fights, like the Beast that you have to fight when you go to rescue General Coda. You had to go rescue Ram Coda, and you fight in the arena, and you fight this huge hulking monstrosity of a monster. And then later you have the fight again on Kamino, where you have to fight in the cloning facility. The entire game was ridiculously well done. The biggest issue was that they stopped it way too soon. Like you get on this roll where you're like going through, you're like, oh my god, I think you take place on like 4 planets. That's it, or like 4 locations. Actually, no, it's Kamino.
After Kamino,
the arena, Kamino, arena, starship, Kamino. 3.
So honestly, coming like the ending is the part I think that is also just somewhat disappointing because there's 2 different endings, like based on what you choose, and I get it. They were doing the whole Infamous thing where you can make choices and decisions that push you down one path or another, and I get it.
Wrong with that.
They did the same thing with the first one too.
But the thing about it is that like that made it so difficult to reconcile with its own source material. right? Because there's parts of Force Unleashed that, while they are canon in Legends, they are also that, like, there's parts of Force Unleashed that are canon in Legends, but also not canon in Legends. Like, there's some of Star Killer's feats that, like, just don't actually exist because they're only in game and not respected, like, and not recognized in universe as Legends canon or something like that. And
Mhm.
it's so difficult to talk about. It's what makes scaling Star Killer or talking about Star Killer in any serious capacity, if you wanted to do that, so difficult. Because, like, what feats are you going to use, when a good chunk of his more impressive feats just, like, don't exist or, like, aren't real. Like, people talk about, oh yeah, he beat Luke Skywalker on Hoth. I'm like, first of all, no, he didn't. Um, like,
Well,
like
he
talking about going back
killed
that was a
Obi-Wan.
pipe dream.
exactly, going back to Force Unleashed 1, like, if you
He
like,
throws Obi-Wan into the Millennium Falcon. Like,
exactly, like what? Like, none of this actually happened, and, like, you can't talk about this guy like that. Like he, okay, whoop-de-doo, like, blah blah blah. And, he captures Darth Vader or whatever, but, like, we all know for a fact that Darth Vader does not remain captured in between episodes 4 and 5.
The
Like, so
only
what
way
happened?
you're gonna stop Vader is if you kill him. He's not gonna surrender. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. Like, are you mean to tell me that you somehow have a Jedi, capturing machine inside of your ship that's gonna hold Darth Vader?
no.
Which I also think is
The
possible
ending,
for
the ending of
Starkiller to
2.
kill Vader, because I think obviously Starkiller is
He
just
almost,
Definitely
completely.
could
well,
have
he does
killed
in
Vader.
1.
He definitely could have killed Vader in 1 and 2 because, like,
He does
Darth
in 1.
Vader. Because, oh yeah, well, he does in 1, depending on the
Canonically, he
ending.
doesn't. But
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Like he
depending on the
does.
ending.
Like
Depending on the
no,
ending, he does.
the canonical ending of 1 is that he sacrifices himself to the Emperor,
Yeah,
and he's dead. That's why 2 takes
yeah.
place.
The
But,
canonical
like,
ending is that
the option
he
is to kill
dies,
Vader.
but the secret ending or whatever is that he ends up killing Vader and replacing him, and that's how you get to fight Luke and Leia and all them.
Yeah. No, but, like,
I
the biggest thing is,
definitely
like,
think, is this the first game that introduced cloning, or the first piece of, like, obviously
No,
there was Clone Wars, but like the clone, like we knew that could happen, but like
no,
cloning, like
because
cloning
Force
Force users?
users,
Because
like is
oh
no,
this?
no, it wasn't because the
because
book series.
Palpatine did that.
Yeah, there was a book series that dealt with a cloned Jedi Master. A guy, yeah, Palpatine cloned the Jedi Master. Palpatine and Thrawn cloned the Jedi Master. The Jedi Master
Well, yeah,
eventually went crazy,
Speaking of
and
books,
also,
hold
and
on,
then
you guys are
and
gonna,
then
you guys are gonna,
there was also a Dark
he,
Apprentice too, where it was
yeah,
like
he
Luke
cloned Luke as
deals with.
well. He
hold on.
cloned
I
he.
got something for the audience they might enjoy now that I've come around to it.
Uh oh.
I got it. I got the material. Okay, we're doing this now. We're
I'm scared.
Just real quick to wrap this one up. I think it should be in C because the gameplay was incredible, but the story was way, 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 way too short.
That's a big
So,
knock for um
huh?
for a game with such strong gameplay. Putting it in C, oh, like dropping it down from A to C is a big knock for.
No,
A,
I think David was just playing about where he was putting it.
No,
I would
so
just
I
put it
was
in
just
C
saying
because that was like,
I got the Vader comic now. I'm gonna start reading the comics. But
Finally.
what was I saying? Well, I don't even remember what I was saying. No, so like as far as the whole cloning thing, I wonder if this is gonna, like, now we kind of have an idea, and with the Mandalorian we kind of have an idea as far as like cloning goes with what they're gonna do with Grogu. I don't know. I just think it's cool. We're gonna move on real quick because we went on a bit of a tangent with that.
where are you leaving that though?
A. I think it's A tier. I just think there's a lot of
I would argue C, and I love that game.
C.
Oof.
But yeah,
You guys switch
Wow.
places.
Well, we'll B
Did you
tier
guys
it then.
did you guys switch places? Like, David,
I
normally
don't
you're the
know.
center.
I don't know. I'm just spitting nothing but facts, but it's alright. Episode
okay.
3. Episode
Okay,
3.
bro.
Episode 3. Are you telling me you would support another EA Star Wars Battlefront game?
Okay, we're not getting on the EA argument again. We're
No,
gonna
Thank
move
you.
on.
Thank you.
No, you know what? No, you know what, David? You can hop back on your EA soapbox when we get to freaking Fallen Order. Okay, let's just keep
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
rolling
I
here.
don't got a problem with EA with that one because they were kept in line.
That's the point.
They
We'll
were
deal
kept
with
in
that
line.
then.
Episode 3. I played this when quarantine first happened, when I whipped out my PS2, and this was the first game I played, and boy, I loved it, but I also hated it not hated it, but like just mechanically.
But I've heard it's a really fun time.
It's just like the controls and everything is so outdated, but I don't care. I still loved it. And the endings too, like the what do you call them? Like the alternate endings.
Yes, I heard about that one.
Those are amazing. I don't know if it's S tier, but I would say it's A tier for me personally. S tier or A tier?
Leave that in A tier.
We're gonna leave it at A tier. All right, our list is looking pretty good so far. Jedi Knight Academy. Never played it, but I heard it.
Those are interesting. That one I'd put tier.
What?
Because it let you character.
What tier? What would you say?
B as in Bravo.
Wow. Really?
Dude, it introduced Kyle Katarn, who is a huge Legends character.
That it did.
And you got to learn from him, and you got to actually like go study at Luke's temple as a Jedi that you created, and it was
so is
really
that what
fun.
it is? You're basically like in Jedi training. That's kind of
cool. You go it's one of those like decisions you make impact the ending.
Beautiful.
And you actually train alongside a character that ends up becoming your rival later on.
Wow. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. Is it like shoddy like gameplay, or is it like meh, like whatever?
It's old gameplay. Like
it's old.
Again, it's on PlayStation.
All right, fair enough.
It's not KOTOR. It's like it is better.
Jedi Fallen Order.
B. Nah, B tier.
Nah, I want to put it at C tier. It's just so
it's not a
C
tier game.
It's not.
It is not that level. It is
not a C tier game.
It's B and A. It belongs next to these games.
It belongs in B. It belongs in B.
Wow.
Arguably better than Force Unleashed 2.
Like granted, it is better than KOTOR and it's better than KOTOR, and I believe it's better than Force Unleashed 2, but I don't think that I think you'll spontaneously combust if we put it any higher than B.
We should
I think it's B and a half.
I've already spontaneously combusted. We should
it's B and a half tier.
We should name this tier overrated-ish.
It is not overrated.
No, this whole tier.
Obi-Wan isn't overrated. Force Unleashed is overrated. And Fallen Order definitely isn't overrated.
We need to
Fallen Order. Okay. Think of this, David. Fallen Order is hopefully it could potentially launch a brand new era of Jedi focused Star Wars games that have good story, have good gameplay, and are graphically sound. Like it's a stepping stone game. It could be a stepping stone game.
Hear me out. It's graphically good. Its story is okay, kind of generic, but like, what are you gonna do in that time period?
Exactly. You got to take the
gameplay in general, and like the general story of like, okay, this is where you're gonna be fighting. This is like, it's just to me, it's just a snooze fest. I don't want to be fighting a bunch of mountain goats, frogs, and sheep. But whatever, we've already talked about that.
One level, dog.
Dude, it feels like it's half of the game. And also, I just think that the lightsaber,
fight the Inquisitors.
Yeah, and it's
this man. I swear to you,
I fight them, and it doesn't feel. It's not. I don't know.
It doesn't feel like you're fighting.
It doesn't feel like you're fighting an Inquisitor. It just every boss sort of feels the same.
Sayon, you know what's going on right now? It has the words E and A in the title, and David's like, no, F.
The way that he talks about this game, it's like he hasn't played it at all.
Doesn't the end of the story basically like you have an opportunity where it's like, oh, this is where all the hidden Jedi are. We can go find them and save the Order. Doesn't Cal?
No,
spoiler. Doesn't he go?
No,
fuck the Jedi. Like, doesn't he?
No,
doesn't he like?
Did you play the game at all?
That's your takeaway. The fact that that's your takeaway proves that you did not properly play that game.
Peter, allow me.
I haven't played the whole game.
Yeah, no,
I will explain. I will explain this to you right now.
At the end of the game, doesn't he have the holocron of all the hidden Jedi?
I will explain it to you right now.
I have one thing. One thing, and then I'll let you do. I promise. One thing.
Okay.
I promise. David, the last mission in the game, you come up to like a really post 3 Darth Vader in his heyday, and your objective is to fucking run.
Your objective is
Horror game at
it's like
that
playing
point.
Halo Reach. Objective survive. Okay,
Horror game because you were literally running away from someone destroying everything around you.
the only reason you get
Now,
away
go ahead.
is luck, to be honest. But here's what happens. Okay,
All you.
Okay, listeners. Spoilers ahead. If you have not played Fallen Order, this is like major spoilers for the end of the game.
That's a mission. You run away.
So here's what happens.
You beat it. You
So
haven't finished it.
at the end of Fallen Order, you receive several visions. Honestly, like on your, I believe this is while you're inside. This is either while you're inside the Inquisitorium or it's at the end of your Dathomir visit. But you receive.
You cover the holocron on the first planet you go to with that hidden temple.
Yeah.
That's where the vision comes in.
So you receive visions, right? And it's visions of, oh man, I found the Jedi, or I found the holocron. Not the holocron, but I found like these Jedi younglings or whatever. I'm training them, right? And the vision gets, you're teaching them whatever, and then the vision gets progressively worse. You're training these Jedi, and then the Empire discovers them. You have to run. You all have to run from the Empire. You're fighting off stormtroopers. They're hiding all this stuff, and it basically teaches you, or it shows you, like, yo, if you go down this path of rebuilding the Jedi Order right now, some really bad stuff is gonna happen, and it's just gonna be, the purge all over again. So that's Cal makes, like, the Force literally tells you, do not do this. Okay, which is why, and this vision happens to Cal and Cal alone, and so that's why at the end of, after he goes to the Fortress Inquisitorium, and after he defeats the second sister, and then Darth Vader pulls up and kills her, and your objective is to run for your life, because what are you gonna do against the Chosen One? That's why he decides to say, you know what? We're just going to continue to fight the Empire, but we're not going to train any new Jedi. We're not going to try to rebuild the Order right now because it's not the right time.
Dude, Vader in the comics gets a chip from Jocasta Nu that has a list of every known Force-sensitive child that's alive. And instead of turning into Palpatine, he destroys it too. Because in both cases, the characters realize the threat that using those younglings will pose to themselves and the universe as a whole.
What if for Darth Vader's sake, right? What if one of these younglings, or several of these younglings, ends up being more powerful than him in his current form, right? Because he's the Chosen One, but he's also pretty diminished in his suit, right? Darth Vader was already,
safe to say he's no longer the Chosen One.
Yeah, he's not the Chosen One. Okay, Palpatine was already shopping for replacements for this man in the comics, and you'll figure it's not that big of a spoiler. He was always looking for replacements for his apprentices and whatnot. That's not a spoiler, but but this happens like several times. Like Vader's not trying to see that competition. Two, he doesn't want there's probably a part of him that doesn't want these kids to be used by Palpatine. Like there is probably a part of him that is, like we're not. It's not crazy to say that throughout Darth Vader's career as a Sith Lord, there was part of him always that was still good. Like that's not. I don't feel like that's crazy to say. So part of him deep down probably was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna let these kids get used by Palpatine for these horrible for his horrible machinations and schemes. So it makes sense, and on Cal's thing, he just had the Force told him no. Like the Force flat out said, "Hey, don't do this, big dog. This is not what you want."
Where's the second game gonna end up? Is it a direct sequel? Is it years later? Is there a time
I don't
gap?
know.
We don't
don't know yet.
know, man.
Are we getting
But
a trailer? Like what? Or is it?
We don't know yet.
David, you're making it sound like you didn't even finish.
David, I
I
promise
didn't.
you,
like,
I
hey,
didn't.
yo,
I'm not. I
that's it.
didn't. I didn't.
this man
How are you gonna get on
went to
Zepho?
Zepho. You know what? I understand. This man went to Zepho, got knocked off a mountain by a couple of those mountain goats, and said, "You know what? Not today," and hasn't picked up the game since.
Yeah.
The reason not. I'm gonna be honest.
The only thing I will say about it is
You're a
Zepho's too big of a level.
Jedi. You are a not fully
The
trained.
reason-
I get
no,
that. You're
the
still a
reason-
Padawan. You are still a Padawan. I get that. But you are a Force user. You have somewhat of a background in being a Jedi, and you are
cut
trained.
himself
You are
off from the Force
you are
entirely,
trained by
bro.
I don't know one of the what.
He cut himself off from the Force entirely as a child after the trauma.
died, bro.
Okay,
After
so
his
then,
master got killed in front of
then
him,
you
he
just-
cut
you
himself
just-
off
you
from
just
the Force.
like, "Hey, yo, I'm
you just
done. I'm
forget
hiding."
just like that. You just forget everything.
It's been 19 years. So 19 years. First of all,
It's
I don't
been
think you
a
understand.
long time.
I don't think you understand what cutting yourself off from the Force means, David.
I mean, Ahsoka did that.
It means
but like,
it means on a basic. No, Ahsoka never cut herself off. Ahsoka stopped
the
using
Jedi.
it, but Ahsoka never cut herself off. Cutting yourself off from the Force means on a fundamental level, you cannot feel the Force anymore. Your connection, unless you are under life or death circumstances, is gone. It is literally that is why you are so weak in the beginning, because you are going back to the basics. The only Force power that he has, the only Force powers that he has
it's like
is the
slowing
Force.
time.
Is Force slow and psychometry. That's it. And even for someone who cut themselves off from the Force, those are two exceptionally powerful abilities. So you have to understand the
I'll
context
tell you
of
what,
how
for both of our enjoyment, yours and mine, I will go back to playing this game, and I'll stream it so you can watch my pain and suffering. How about that?
I can't wait.
David, stay on real quick. Just get back to the game for a second. The reason I suggest B tier, okay, is the gameplay it's not bad. It's very Souls-esque.
You can admit that if the gameplay from this game to the second game is not improved at all, that's kind of a failure.
Hold on.
You have to admit that.
The story wasn't bad. It takes place during a really fun period, a really interesting period between episodes 3 and 4. And you see a lot of post Order 66. Okay, so the storyline is pretty good. The characters are all really likable. I mean, we got to see more of the Night Sisters, which was awesome. We got to see some rogue Jedi, which was really cool. The Inquisitors. The graphics and the sceneries are unreal. The biggest drawback from was traversal. The map setup that they had for
terrible
Fallen Order was its weakest point.
Was literally
terrible.
The worst.
Cancer. Maybe
I hate
the planet was
12
awesome
gauge. Awful.
The planet was awesome to look at. The planet was awesome to look at. I mean, it was really cool to experience this brand new area where you're looking at this whole unique civilization. And the
just
Tomb
saying,
Raider
we're kind of pressed for time, so finish your thought, and we're gonna...
I'm gonna finish up. But biggest issue with it was the fact that traversal in it sucked, and the fact that you're coming on here and saying you didn't finish it, you didn't understand how the story actually went and played into it.
It's clunky. You can't climb mountains. You can't fight goats. You got a frog trying to tongue your asshole. It's complicated. What is it? What is it?
You are struggling, my boy.
BD is the saving grace of this game. I will say BD is the saving grace.
Hey, the game next to Rebel Strike, I played to the left of it. I played it. I'll put it in C tier.
Huh?
The game in the NA tier next to Rebel Strike to the left of it. Yeah, that one right there.
What is this?
It was a game. It was a DS game. Put it in C tier.
I only put these in here because I don't know any of these and I never played any of them.
Also, that's TWOTOR, dude.
What? Huh?
To the very end. At the very end. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, Next one
not
over.
that
Next one over.
Next one
That
over.
was
Next one.
Jedi Academy 2.
Didn't we do
Yeah.
that? We did that.
No, Star Wars. You put Knights, but no, SWTOR also is. It could be A because it keeps giving us great material. If we're being honest.
All right.
Yeah, put it in
We're gonna
S.
rapid fire these last 3 here because I don't know any of these other
David.
ones. What?
Okay,
David,
I know
can you-
actually all of those down there. So original
What?
Lego Star.
Okay, fine.
Original Lego Star S tier. S. Thank you. S. Also S. That was fun. Like honestly, what I was talking about, hey, I want like large scale battles in the Clone Wars. That's exactly what that was given.
the Clone Wars I played on DS. That was a fun game.
That was pretty fun.
You got to do different Jedi pairings.
Is that Galaxy at War?
Which one?
That one right there. That's Empire at War?
Yeah.
S tier. That's
never
such a
played
good
it.
game.
What is it?
It's a strategy game.
Oh, fun.
Think Halo Wars, but like
I'm playing
for
that.
Star Wars.
I'm playing that then. Oh my god, no way.
It's so good, dude. It's so good.
This one looks familiar, even though I don't recall.
It is. Yeah. It's all right.
All right. Well,
It's
that
not
is our
bad.
list. I don't know where we put the. What about these? Have you guys played these?
Starfighter is like Starfighter goes with Rogue Squadron. Flight of the Falcon goes in C tier.
Wait, where do we put Rogue Squadron? Because they don't have it on here.
Rogue Leader. I mean, Rogue Leader.
What would you do
Rogue-
for?
Starfighter goes in B tier.
Starfighter
Flight of the
B
Falcon
tier.
goes in. Yeah, and then Flight of the Falcon goes in C tier, and that's it.
All right. Well, that's our
What
list.
would you do with Squadrons on here though, real quick?
Jesus. Oh, Squadrons. Never played it. Although Nick would be able to talk your ear off about it for a long time.
I'd say I'd give it a B or an A.
I'd give it probably a B just because it doesn't look like my type of game. But I mean, some of the reviews, I hear people say maybe grab it when it's on sale, which I might do, but I haven't seen it on sale in a while.
You need to play just for the experience.
I just got Game Pass, so that.
Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga better be an S tier. Just saying.
I'm hoping.
I'm praying.
This is our list. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys could please, maybe if you want to make your own list, send it to our Instagram and we will share and either criticize or praise. Let us know what you guys think. This is our list. We wanted to talk a little bit about Kenobi, but we're kind of up against time. So maybe the next episode we will talk about it because we are just getting news and little nuggets here and there as we get closer to release. I think
we'll do expectations.
Not all of them are great.
We are.
We'll do expectations for Kenobi and talk about
bad, but we are exactly a month and a day away from the release. No, 2 months. Excuse me, 2 months and a day away from the release of the first episode, and I will be very active on social media at that time, giving my quick reviews, reviewing each episode. I plan on being super active at that time period. Fellas, you're also welcome to join me as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. And, yeah, until next time, we'll see you guys later. Follow all our social media links down below. And be sure to hit us with some of your theories, questions, ideas, whatever you'd like us to talk about next. Always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you.
Deuces.
Peace out.
Hopefully Nick will be here next time.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Slacking. All right.